Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Paris and Baz Market Updates. We are starting this segment again, backed by popular demand. We've had a lot of changes happening in the market, which is what we wanted to discuss with you. As you are aware, we do rentals, sales and finance. So we've got a good overview of what's happening in the market in those three categories. And I've got Gadev here with me discussing the mortgage side of things as well.
How you going? So yeah, we'll be talking about the residential side, the sales, the rentals and the finance side.
Absolutely. In terms of just starting it off with mortgages, what are you seeing? Obviously there's been an increase in sorry, I've got to be closer in size.
So with the finance, obviously with the interest rates rising considerably over the last year, serviceability has been affected considerably over the last year. Hopefully rates do start coming down next year. So I think it's a good time to do a rate review, looking at current interest rates. I know a lot of the loans are coming off fixed rates this year, mid to end this year. So do give us a call. We'll do a rate review for you guys just to make sure you're on the best rate. There's a number of refinance offers on the market as well.
What are those offers?
So if we look at a lot of the lenders, they're offering 4K cashbacks, depending on which bank we go to. We've got sharp interest rates, variable rates as well.
Yep. What are they starting at?
Depending on the LVR, we're looking around 5.24.
Okay.
The interest rates for owner-occupied principal and interest, depending on your situation. Probably a good time to unlock a bit of equity. Valuations are still holding up quite well from what we are seeing with the valuations we're ordering on the existing properties that customers hold.
Yep.
So do get in touch. I think it's a very good time to do a rate review, especially if your fixed rates are expiring. Yeah. And on the back of that, the fixed rates have reduced as well for 3 years. What we've noticed. So yeah. So
that tells us that the prediction of the banks is that in the next couple of years the rates are going to go down.
Yeah.
So they are offering those lucrative rates for locking in at a longer period.
Correct.
Because that's what's likely to happen in the future.
So what we can see is just to make sure you're on the best rate, we can do a combination variable fixed, just to see that you get the best desirable outcome for your situation.
Perfect. There you go. So if you did fix your rates during COVID, you were around the 1.8, 1.9, 2%. It's basically tripled. It's not ideal, but if you are comparing it to what's normal, it is coming back to normalcy of comparing it to history when it has been 18% or more. So around the 5 to 6% has been quite common. And it's coming back to those levels. Naturally, inflation and other factors are causing a concern and causing that increase, but it is now coming back to normal.
And also, just to add to that, with serviceability, we're using rental income. The shading has reduced, so we can use a higher income on rental. A few other things have changed with the serviceability calculators as well. So do get in touch just to assess your borrowing capacity.
There you go. Well, that's really good to know. So if you haven't spoken to a broker or your bank or whoever you speak to for finance, get in touch, and we're obviously always here to help, even if it's just a conversation about what your current scenario is and what you can do to save a bit of money and make a bit of money. That's what we're here for. Now, in terms of rentals, I'm sure you've all heard all of the news about the rental crisis and about the rates being quite, what we're being offered, and it is a lot higher than what's being advertised. Yes, that is still happening in the market. There is definitely lots of interest, and it is varying. So if you have a property under management and you've had it tenanted for the last 12 months, so just so you know, you can increase rent once only every 12 months. If it's been on rent for about 12 months and it's time for a review and you're not sure what the rate could be, get in touch with us. We've got a good cross section of what the rates are with being managers of multiple properties throughout Sydney. So happy to help you out there. And obviously if you're looking for a property manager, we're here from that point of view as well. But definitely a right time to look at rate rises from a rent rate perspective. And if you are looking at releasing a property, or you're looking at renting a property and not sure how you can get your application stronger to be able to get into properties, more than happy to help and give out some tips from there as well. So happy to help from that point of view. In terms of sales, interestingly enough, what we have noticed is that in the last couple of weeks, regardless of the interest rates going up, there's been a lot of activity. There's a lot of buyer activity in a first home buyer segment. So even up to at least, about up to 1 million. Definitely a lot of activity under 600,000. So lots of units that are coming on the market. They're going quite quickly. And then even up to 1 million, there's a lot of interest. And then as you go from 1 million to 1.5, it reduces a bit further, and 1.5 onwards, then there is a lot of selection. People are very critical of spending that sort of money and wanting to make sure lining up all their ducks. So those transactions are taking a little bit longer depending on where you are and which areas you're considering. Now, naturally, what's driving this from a first home buyer perspective? Some of you may know that the stamp duty changes are about to come about, given that the Labor government is now in force. So what they have done is they've taken away the annual stamp duty, which was an option that the first home buyers could opt into. So that finishes on the 30th of June. So there's a bit of deadline. So if you've got a property that is sub 1 mil and you're looking at selling, if it's an investment property, chances are it's going to go quite quickly because there's a lot of buyers in that space. And again, similarly between 1 to 1.5, lots of buyers in that space. And that deadline of 30th of June is really driving those buyers to make a commitment, and especially with the pre-approvals expiring soon also. So lots of activity being seen in the buyer side. There's the doom and gloom that you hear on the news. It's not like that on what we are seeing. So definitely a good time to sell. If you are looking at selling, the market is starting to show signs of growth from that point of view, and definitely from a rental point of view, you can get better returns than what you've had in the past. Thank you very much for listening. We will be bringing this to you on a weekly basis. Again, as we mentioned, this has come back on a popular demand because we started this and people found it very educational, very interesting of what's happening in the market, and we will try our best to bring across all the current topics and what's been the trend during that sort of week.
And on the back of that as well, I think with the sales part, stock is quite low.
Yes.
So with stock being low, the prices that we are achieving with properties is great.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good time to sell as well. If you're looking to come to market, not much stock on the market. People are holding on, obviously, with rate rises and thinking they won't get a good price. But with the number of sales we've done, we're achieving above market.
Good results, absolutely. The other last thing to remember, next week, Sunday, is Mother's Day. We've got a great promotion, giveaway for 3 lucky winners to win fantastic prizes, total prize pool of $450,000. All you have to do is follow our page and the page of Xenia Hampers, the one that we're in partnership with. Like and comment on the post and tag a friend for an entry. So it's as simple as that. You don't have to do anything extra, and you'll be going into the draw to win multiple prizes up to a value of $450,000. One of the hotly interesting one is the $150 Event Cinemas Gold Class voucher to take mum for that. So don't forget Mother's Day next Sunday, and do come back again next week for a further update. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.